discussion on whether or not the legalization of drugs in the United States would be a benefit to the country. This is just my opinion. In other countries, there are places that dispense drugs legally. Whether or not they have manufacturers making these drugs pure, or they're not laced with anything, is out of my knowledge. I have no idea. But in order for the United States to even consider the legalization of drugs, they would have to be backed by companies that hold some kind of weight from the pharmaceutical business, I'm guessing. Meaning, in order for them to distribute drugs, they would need a legit source that manufactures drugs. Probably big pharma companies or things like that. Just because the drugs are legal does not mean it's not going to be a problem. Look at alcohol. Multiple problems. People are still addicted to alcohol. People are still dying from alcohol use. People still have problems with quitting alcohol. And that's on one field. Another field, counterfeit, which goes to the manufacturer. So alcohol is legal, but yet still people are out there making moonshine, which is pretty much a cut alcohol. It's not cut, but it's the alcohol is manufactured by someone that's not licensed to manufacture this shit. So that is pretty much one of the big issues I see. I understand why legalizing some drugs would be beneficial. One, because people are cutting a lot of drugs with fentanyl, whatever they're cutting drugs with these days, to make more of a profit, because they only have to use a little amount of fentanyl to make something strong. But fentanyl's being found. There's been cases of fentanyl overdoses in marijuana. There's been cases of fentanyl overdoses in methamphetamine. It's in everything. So in order for them to even look at that situation seriously, they would have to be backed by some kind of manufacturer that is doing it legit. It would have to be tested and all that. So that's just my opinion. That's just where I kind of see things. I'm no professional on fucking legal distribution. And the type of addict I was, shit, all the drugs were legal until I got caught with them, pretty much. That's how I viewed it. I was walking around with it like it was legal. I was doing them like they were legal. The only illegal part was me getting caught, in my eyes. I'm not saying that's legit. I'm not saying that that's how it is, but when you're stuck on something, you don't think about any of that. You know, you just go about it, and whatever happens, but you don't see the illegal part until you're caught with it. So in my eyes, would it be beneficial? Yes, it would save people's lives if there was a manufacturer that made them and tested them and made sure people knew what they were getting, and you know, that part. But as far as it happening, I don't see it happening. There's too much money in drug war, whatever they call it. There's just way too many things that we don't see, that we'll never see, of why drugs are illegal. It's just like when marijuana was illegal, it was way cheaper. Now it's legal, the prices skyrocket. So there are people saying, oh, well, if they legalize it, it would be cheaper. That's not true. If they legalize it, they're going to be able to tax it. It's going to keep getting taxed, and you're going to start paying tax for all that bullshit. And drugs have been illegal since who knows when. So for them to make drugs legal it's a far-fetched, and I don't see it happening. But that's just my opinion. I've had a couple people comment about legalized drugs, and you know, I do think it would save lives, and the crime rate probably would go down, but people are still going to want to get off the drugs they're on. Because they're legal does not mean it's okay, and You know, that's just my point of view. Everyone has the right to have their own opinion, and I just thought I would talk a little bit on it since I have seen a few comments about the legalization of drugs. That's it. Thank you.